Four-time World Cup winners, Germany, are out of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. They're out in the round of 32, and they have not lost to a big nation, but they have lost to Paraguay on penalties. Now, I want to ask you, who are the bigger clowns? The German national team or you and I for having these guys all the way, what is it, into a quarterfinal of this World Cup? So,
Yeah, I'm
who are the
beating
bigger
France.
clowns here?
I mean, to be fair, we're just some dumb Americans that we come here and just speak to a few people, whereas these guys are millionaires and they should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
This it's an absolute joke, and I know this game ended just a few hours ago, so I'm still kind of processing the whole thing. But this is Germany as a team, as a national team, has turned into a joke, an absolute joke that nobody respects. I mean, Javi, I would like to know your thoughts on the game. Just, I mean, let's not even get emotional about it. Let's just talk about, I guess, the game itself, certain players and tactics. Because if we just get emotional on it, I mean, I feel like we're gonna say some things that YouTube is gonna probably make us take down on this video.
Well, there's something you said there about how the German national team has been a joke. When we did our good, the bad, and the ugly preview, we really praise the system, the way that they play, that they understand the rules. But when we talked about the ugly, is the fact that since 2014, what was easily probably one of the best and most gifted generations of football, these guys have not produced a single world class talent. We talked about how Kimmich was the closest thing, and this is a midfielder playing as right back because they can't produce the players. The fact that Kai Havertz is looking like the best player of the tournament, when most Arsenal fans are saying they should be moving on from him and want him sold, tells you everything you need to know, right? So it just goes to show the state where German football is right now. I think you can look at the decline of the Bundesliga as another perfect example of where the state of German football has been, which is just unfortunate. But I think these guys haven't made it to I think the next round of a knockout phase to since 2014. I think they had a terrible World Cup in 2018, terrible Cup in 2022, terrible World Cup right now. I mean, failures by every single way that you look at it. But this is just embarrassing. This is Paraguay. It's not Uruguay. It's not Argentina. It's not Brazil. It's not even a Colombia or an Ecuador. Teams that have some level of pedigree. This is Paraguay. And this is a game that realistically speaking should have been a 3-0, a 4-1, a thrashing from Germany. The Americans beat these guys 4-1. And these guys were holding on at one point, chasing the game, throwing just cross after cross after cross, throwing the kitchen sink at these guys, only to lose on penalties in the way that they did. I mean, embarrassing for German football, truly. But yeah, I want to ask you because, you know, at one point, Germany got the game back. It was 1-1. In fact, I think they actually got the equalizer in the 54th minute, less than 10 minutes into halftime. And yet I saw Julian Nagelsmann basically, he threw Voltemat up there. He's throwing multiple strikers. He's taking off midfielders. He's taking off defenders. He's basically almost still chasing the game. And the impression that I was getting was this is somebody who was looking ahead into the next round. Somebody who was thinking, I don't want to have to play an extra 30 minutes knowing that I'm going to have to play France next. Like I want to just win this game and get my players well rested. So I want to ask you, do you think he was chasing the game, and why do you think they didn't just like stick to the game plan similar to like a Brazil and say, okay, not a greatest first half. We started off the second half well, got the first goal back within the first 10 minutes. Let's take control of this game and let's play our game and we'll see each other out. Did you get the impression that he was still kind of almost chasing the game in that second half?
Yeah, I definitely not as much in the second half, but for sure in the extra time. In the
Mm.
extra time when he took out two penalty takers, that's when I said, "What is going on here?" This guy is throwing the kitchen sink at them with 10 minutes to go. Like, what are the odds that you're going to score with 10 minutes to go when these guys have been defending for 2 hours straight and you can't really create a clear cut chance on them instead of thinking ahead and just accepting the fact that you're gonna go into penalties. Um, yeah, to what you were saying, it got to a point where he changed the midfield. I'm sorry, but bringing on Goretzka in big 2026, I mean, you have to kind of look at yourself when you do that change. And yeah, he was playing like he just did not want to go to extra time. He did not want to go to penalties. And in a sense, he kind of disorganized his own team instead of just
Yes.
letting it play it out. And sooner or later, you're so much better than them, guys. I don't think what makes this thing bad is is the opponent. If you lose to Argentina, Brazil, another big European nation, it's fine. You lost to Paraguay. You lost to Paraguay. Like, do people not realize what this means? Like, this is a team that you should have been 3-0 easily. The
Yeah.
Americans smoked this team. Absolutely smoked them. This guy scored 1 goal on Turkey, who got eliminated 2 games into the tournament and didn't do anything else. They drew to Australia, and then they go and they play you, and you can't create on them. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, but this German generation and this and that." I will buy all that if you lose to a team like France, like Argentina, like even the Netherlands, like Spain. You lost to a team where, let's be honest, not a single person, not us, not anybody watching this, not even like 90% of the people that follow football could name 5 guys in that starting lineup.
No.
We
No.
can, because most of those guys play in South America, and it is what it
The
is.
MLS. Some of those guys
In
playing
the
the
MLS,
MLS.
I mean, Diego Gomez was probably one of the best players. Wasn't even playing today, and I know because he played at Inter Miami and he plays at Brighton. Like, what is going on? Like, this is a joke, and it goes from the coaching to the players to the federation. It's gotten to a point, Javi, here where since 2016, that was the last time that Germany kind of had a good tournament, which was the Euros, where they lost to France. France were like the home team, and they lost in the semifinal in a great game. Again, that they honestly didn't deserve to lose. They lost 2-1. Great Griezmann performance. Since then, 2018 World Cup, they don't make it out of the group stage. 2021 Euros, and they lose in the first like knockout game in the round of 16 to England. The next World Cup, don't make it out of the group stage. The next Euros at home, lost to Spain, and now which this is as bad pretty much as making it as
Yeah,
not making it out of the
this
group
is
stage. Because
worse.
let's be honest, they beat Curacao, who's by far the worst team in the tournament. They beat Ivory Coast with a 94
Yeah.
minute winner,
Stoppage time.
lost to Ecuador, and now they lost on penalties to Paraguay. Like, are we serious? This is a joke, an absolute joke.
Yeah. Absolute joke, really. And I mean, it's just I don't even know what to put it down to, because it's like you said, you're so much more talented, and honestly, Yali, like maybe not so much with the substitutions, but man, that second half, the way they were playing, it was cross after cross after cross after cross after cross. That it looked like they were still chasing the game. It looked like they were still 1-0 down. And that to me hints of desperation. It hints of worry. And I got the impression that this was a team who did not want to go to extra time. This was a team that I think already had an eye on France. And what confuses me is two things. One, if you get the first back within the next, and listen, and Brazil, perfect example. Didn't start off great with Japan, got the first goal back within the first 10 minutes of the game, continued to play their game. There was a certain level of professionalism and calm where they kind of gave the impressions of, we're Brazil, we're the better team. They're constantly under the cosh. We have possession. We have the ball. We're going to find the goal. We're going to keep plucking away, and we're going to continue to play our game. And that's exactly what they did. And they found the goal. They were more than happy to go into extra time if needed. An extra 30 minutes under siege, we're going to find a way. This German team was playing with almost desperation. There wasn't a single winger who took on their fullback and got him behind. There wasn't a single fullback going over on the overlap trying to create something in the wide areas. It was just these early crosses from basically the middle of the park, humping and log and trying to find somebody in the back post. Like, you're still chasing the game. And what I don't understand is, like, okay, if you tell me, well, we have France next, we don't want to have to play an extra half an hour in this heat. Well, then why the hell did you play your strongest 11 against Ecuador when you already won the group? So which one is it? So it's either you have one game on France, which doesn't make sense because you played your strongest 11 against Ecuador when there was no need to, or there was this unnecessary hint of desperation and this lack of faith in your own ability when you guys are night and day when it comes to talent compared to this Paraguay squad. Makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense. Now, there is something I want to mention. There was, I think, a very terrible VAR decision that ruled out Germany's goal in extra time. Very, very soft foul there on the goalkeepers. In fact, it's a consistent foul that they continue to be calling. Every single corner that I see in this World Cup, the slightest little bit of contact with the goalkeeper, they're calling. But even then, even with that call, a team of Germany's stature, a team of Germany's squad, should be creating more than enough chances where you can have VAR get involved in 3 different decisions and you should still be winning this game comfortably. There's absolutely no excuse. So, Yali, I want to ask you just one final question before we round it off. what does this mean for German football? What does the German Federation need to do? What does the Bundesliga need to do? Like what does the country of Germany, what does German football need to do as a whole to sort of set this ship on the right course for tournaments and World Cups to come?
This is gonna sound a little basic, but I think they just need to be humble. Because I look at it and look at the manager and the managers that they've had. During that time that I said all the tournaments that they played, they had Joachim Low, who was a World Cup winner. They had a Hansi Flick, who we're seeing what he did at Bayern and Barcelona. What are we just gonna act like he forgot how to coach those couple years that he was there? Are we all? And now they have Julian Nagelsmann, who we see what he's been able to do at club level. I think they need to be humble and realize this is not the football from 20 years ago, where they pretty much went like we'll go on and beat everybody just with the shirt. They need to take teams serious. They need to work. That's what they need to do. Because I'm looking at guys, and they have good players. Let's stop acting like they have a bunch of bums. They have really good players. Players are playing for Champions League finals like Arsenal, like hubris. He's a good player. Florian Wirtz is a good player. Kimmich is a good player. And Metch is a good player. Leroy Sané is a freaking donkey. But Todd's a good player, etc., etc. They need to calm down and take everybody serious. I completely agree with you. They were probably just thinking about France. Like win the game that's in front of you. Take step by step. Because is I mean, this is gonna sound it just came to my mind right now. But Hansi Flick even said it in 2022, like when they lost to Japan, which is ultimately like the reason that they got like not got in the group. And they were actually winning that game. And 1-0. And Hansi Flick said it after like the game that at halftime they just stopped playing. They thought that the game was in the bag because it was Japan and they were up 1-0. And next thing you know, and they lost the game and they're out of the World Cup. It feels like it's the same thing. It's the same movie over and over again. Those guys need to be humble and they realize how competitive football is today, and they just need to stop working. Start working because they have the coaches. I'm not saying that they have the players to win the World Cup, but they definitely have the players to beat Paraguay. I'm sorry, and
Yeah.
that's for me where it all starts. Like we have to look at the players. It's been way too long with three different coaches, and they just keep failing and failing
Phenomenal
over
coaches
and
as
over again.
well. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. I also wonder if there's something more that the Bundesliga can do domestically to foster more talent, foster more growth, foster better players. Because I mean, when you go from the quality of players in 2014 and you look at that team to now, what happened over the last generation where Germany isn't producing stars? That's a problem. So that needs to be looked at, I think, as well. Very, very tough World Cup for Germany. Very tough prediction so far for us. 2 games in, and already we got the first one wrong. So it just goes to show how much ball we know. But let us know your thoughts so far. What are your thoughts on that Germany performance? Did you guys see this coming? Did you have them going further? Would love to know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. We'll continue to come with more content as a round of 32 progresses, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.